Sweet, we're live. Right, I'm going to be reading a book. So if anyone does come on, obviously no one's watching at the moment, but if anyone does come on, then yeah, I'll be here to have a chat. Water tastes funny. Yeah, was that with this book? Oh, yes. So I'll start reading this book. There's quite a cool point in it. I think I've already read it before, but so and it says, hence for Galileo, the lemon I see in front of me isn't really yellow, and it doesn't really have a citrus smell and a sour taste. In reality, the lemon is simply a thing which has a certain size, shape, and location. Of course, the lemon has parts, and there'll be a great deal of complexity involved in the arrangement of and the relationship between these parts, but all of that complexity can, according to Galileo, be wholly characterized in terms of the sparse characteristics mentioned above: size, shape, location, and movement. Um, so, what is so special about the characteristics of size, shape, location, and movement? The crucial point is that the characteristics can be captured in mathematics. Galileo did not believe that you could convey in mathematical language the yellow color or the sour taste of the lemon, but he realized that you could use a geometrically description use a geometrical description to convey its size and shape, and it is possible in principle to construct a mathematical model to describe the motion of and the relationships between lemons atoms and subatomic parts. Thus, by stripping the world of its sensory qualities, color, smell, taste, and sound, and leaving only the minimal characteristics of size, shape, location, and motion, Galileo had, for the first time in history, created a material world which could be entirely described in mathematical language. But what of our sensory qualities? If the yellowness, the citrus smell, and the sour aren't really in the lemon, then where are they? That's a good point. Galileo had an answer for this too: the soul. For Galileo, the lemon itself isn't really yellow; rather, yellowness exists in the soul of the person perceiving the lemon. Likewise, neither the sour taste nor the citrus smell are really in the lemon. Rather, they are in the soul of the person tasting or smelling the lemon. Just as the beauty exists only in the eye of the beholder, so colors, smells, tastes, and sounds exist only in the conscious soul of a human being, as she experiences the world. In other words, Galileo transformed the sensory qualities from features of things in the world, such as lemons, into forms of consciousness in the souls of human beings. Consider the age-old philosophical conundrum: if a tree falls in a forest and there's nobody there to hear it, does it make a sound? In Galileo's reimagining of the world, the answer is clear and resounding no. The falling tree produces vibrations in the air, vibrations which have the mathematical characteristics of size, shape, location, and motion. But it is only when there is a soul around to react to these vibrations that a sound comes into existence. Sound for Galileo is not a feature of the material world, but a form of consciousness existing only in the conscious soul of a human being. Thus, Galileo's universe was divided up into two radically different kinds of entity: On the one hand, there are material objects which have only the mathematical characteristics of size, shape, location, and motion. On the other, there are souls enjoying a rich variety of forms of sensory consciousness in the response to the world. And the benefit of this picture of this world was the material world, with its minimal characteristics, could be entirely captured in the language of mathematics. This was the birth of mathematical physics. By appreciating this radical division, we can see that Galileo certainly did not take physical science, or natural philosophy as he called it, to be a complete account of the world. Physical science for Galileo was limited to describing only the material world. Purely quantitative vocabulary meant that it was unable to capture the sensory qualities that reside in the soul. Galileo is the father of physical science, but he only ever intended it to provide us with a partial description of reality. One might question how much these facts about the origins of physical science bear on the contemporary typically informed understanding of the universe. Just because Galileo thought that the physical science could not explain the sensory qualities, it doesn't mean that he was right. Perhaps the scientific method Galileo brought into existence is more powerful than he could have ever imagined. It's certainly true that Galileo might have been wrong, but these reflections on the origins of physical science do suggest a response to the arguments of Seth and many other that appeal to the incredible track record of science to support the idea that physical science will one day explain consciousness. Physical science has indeed been extraordinarily successful, but we need to bear in mind that its success began when Galileo took the sensory qualities, sounds, smells, tastes, odors, out of its domain of inquiry by reimagining them as forms of consciousness residing in the incorporeal soul. The fact that physical science has been extremely successful when it ignores the sensory qualities gives us no reason to think that it will be similarly successful if, when it turns its attention to the sensory qualities themselves, this time forms of consciousness. Consider the following analogy. A typical academic job, at least in a UK university, has three quite different components: teaching, research, and administration. The skills which make one good at research are quite different from the skills that make one good at teaching, which are in turn quite different from the skills that make one good at administration. In my first time of a philosophy lecturer, my head of department was kind enough to simplify the job for me by allowing me to focus only on teaching and research. It turned out that when I focused only on these aspects of the job, I did a pretty good job, even if I do say so myself. But that in itself was no reason to think that when I eventually had to turn my attention to administration, I would do just as well. Sadly, I was hopeless. I can't say this word. And anago, analogously, I can't say it. And analogously, this success of physical science in the last 500 years is due to the fact that Galileo narrowed its scope of inquiry. Just as my head of department said to me, don't bother for now with administration. So Galileo said to physical scientists, don't bother for the moment with the sensory qualities. The argument from physical science has been extremely successful. To physical science will one day explain the sensory qualities of consciousness is not supported by the historical science. Let me repeat for the sake of clarity, I'm not saying that this proves that physical science cannot explain consciousness, but it does undermine arguments that try to show that it inevitably will. Ah. Mm, yeah, it's a good, bloody good book. But I try and create like live streams on my phone, but it still just doesn't let me do it. But it does let me do it on my laptop. So there's something buggy going on there. Um, and yeah, I think I am just talking to myself. I doubt anyone will watch the live stream after, but we'll keep it rolling. We'll keep it rolling for like another 20 minutes, and if there's nothing, then I won't bother. Question is, what to do now? There's just nothing to do on a Sunday. Maybe I can go to the shop, and maybe I'll head down to Stonehenge tomorrow. Ah, stop that with me. That's why my door isn't completely shut, so I can hear everyone outside quite clearly. How much energy have we got? The sun's been 75, didn't yeah, 100 or more. So I thought we've done a better job at charging it up. Someone did hit one of my solar panels. I don't know if that might have an effect on its performance, but I do recall it performing a bit better even on cloudy days. 102 watts. What's the voltage just being produced? I guess that's the important thing. 48.35 volts. Okay, maybe that's why. Current 2 amps, so nothing. Yeah, very small amperage level. I'm just getting there. Yeah, and back to variable, which keeps on changing. Went from like 100 watts to 74. Games have I got? I remember. Last of Us. Resident Evil, Fallout, Sleeping Dogs. Anything else? No, that's it. I've just got those 4 games. I don't even think The Last of Us is in here. Or is it? No, it's not. It's a shame. It's a good game. I thought I had Just Cause as well. Sure, did it? Nah, that's not a game. Not much to do today. Uh, maybe I'll. How? Man, it's already getting dark. Maybe I'll could go shopping. Nah, it's a bit. I don't know what time the shop shuts. What time does it shut? Is it 5? Oh, I just can't be bothered. I can't be bothered today. This is going to be extremely lazy Sunday. I think it's a gin I had. Mm. Do, do, do. Could I do that? Could I do some electrical work? Let's see if I've got any bits and bobs. Yeah, like that. Lego blocks, some lights, some LED stuff, but I don't know if it'll work. Yeah, but I mean, probably, yeah, there's no like electric strips attached to them. Just like solder them on, maybe positive, negative, yeah. Keep it just in case. Right, got that. This fuses, but none that I need. I don't think there is one. Nope. No wiring, no. Let's try this. Might be some cabling that I can use. Tennis ball's always handy. rolling your back, super glue. Ah, here we go. This stuff. Can use that to. I've got like some thicker 12-volt cable. Um, I can't remember what it's called now. It's like, what's it called? H07RN 2.5 mil squared millimeter cable, and that's what I've got all around the van for the 12-volt stuff. So any high current draw 12-volt devices, it's not going to affect the cable at all. But this stuff, if you connect like a little heater or something, it warms up so quickly, and yeah, you'll start smelling melting and stuff. So I think this is like 0.75 mil. I'm not too sure what amperage it's rated for. But I can always just ask ChatGPT. But what I want to use it for is the 5 amp um, water pump, so that the sink can be this bad boy. I can actually use it because at the moment I'm just using like I just fill up a water bottle and then like just pour it in the tap whilst I'm washing stuff. So I just might not have enough left. Oh no, there we go. It's a nice long bit. That'll be useful. This stuff is like thick as hell. Um, and it's insane. Like just 4 meters of this cable is like 100 quid. Um, hence why I just keep it just in case I'm whatever for whatever reason might need it in the future. But yeah, this is used. So basically, for like an off-grid electrical system, you need to like the cables that you're going to connect to your batteries, like your positive and negative. You want the thickness of the cable to be to match the highest current draw device of your system. So in my case, it'd be my inverter, and that can draw about 400 amps, like max capacity. So this 95 meter square cable can hack that easy. Um, just don't do what I did, and I was literally an idiot, and I like connected the lugs that I connected to these cables to the batteries, the opposite like polarity, and yeah, I blew my 400 amp fuse, but proved to me that the actual fuses were working, and luckily I had a spare one. La 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 la. Any more of that cable though? Huh. Think that might be all of it. Oh, I've got comments. I'll have a little read in a minute. Didn't see those comments. Oh, I don't want to knock that over. I wasn't going to stay on just because I was like speaking to no one. Even read like a little bit of a book, but what does it say? Put a man, hey man, hope you're good, looking good. Oh, cheers. It's speak a while, lol. Think it goes by how many cores inside, so maybe 52 cores, 74 cores. Armored is the best. Oh, yeah, the cable. I know for sure that 12-volt cable is like overkill. Um, and like the device that uses like the most current draw for 12 volt is my. I've just got like a little 12-volt heater that you use for like a dashboard, but I like cut the like cigarette lighter inlet and just connect the positive and negative to two Wago connections. Um, I eventually I'm going to use that point for the diesel heater, but for now it's just a 12-volt heater, keeps my hands warm. And I do have an electric heater as well in the van connected to the 230-volt, but that just sucks power like a bitch. Mama language. Yeah, that what was it? Apparently it's an economical one, and there's like two settings on it. Um, and you've got like one of them when you clock the dial, it's like 900 watts, like it shows on my screen. And then when you do it on the second one, it's like 2000 watts, and I kind of get like a red symbol on the screen saying like, you know, it's maxing out the inverter. Like you'll hear the inverter fan like, yeah, start kicking in. But this speaker wire, as you call it, I think this will be absolutely fine for the pump. Um, like I've already got the thick cable on, but it's just not it. Like when you try and wire it up to the actual 12-volt fuse board, this stuff's just super flexible and easy to wire up. So I just connect that to the thick cable using some Wagos. Might actually get some Wagos now. There we go. The bad boys, they are the best things ever. These are just like single ones. Yeah. I'll bring my if anyone, yeah, if you're still watching, I'll move the camera setup to under the bed and show you what I'm doing. So I saw a video when it was just a bed earlier, lol, and then it's to this. Looks good for a start. What, it was just a bed. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That probably was like last year or something. Um, yeah, it kind of it sort of happened really quickly. Or I mean, I'd say it happened quickly. It's still in conversion. Like there's still things I haven't done, but like I've broken some of my tools as a result of just overusing them. And yeah, I don't want to like just spend money on a tool that I'm going to use once. Um, but yeah, man, it's been a it's uh, yeah, it's been tough. It's actually been really tough trying to get this van into good order. And it's like a relatively new van. Brother-in-law's got one, and a guy over the road, older motorhome, massive one, law. Yeah, this one's pretty big. It's long wheelbase, but it's not like I've tried to make it look as inconspicuous as possible. Um, I've got 600 watts of solar on the roof, and I've just got like a little pilot window. I don't know if that's what it's called, pilot window. Someone makes called it pedo window, but yeah, and that one's nice because you can just cover it with a. I've built a cover for it, and you know what I mean. You just need to check what's outside. But if you park the van on like one side of the road, like in if I park towards the path, then when people are driving, it just looks like a van, and that's kind of what I wanted. It would be nice to have a window, like a bigger window, but it's just that privacy. But that's fun, scaring local folk. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm on like uh, yeah, I'm on a residential road at the moment, and the neighbours, like everyone's used to me now, so no one. If someone was going to come up to me, they would have. I mean, people have come up to me before, but touch wood, if anything bad was going to happen, they would they would have came up to me already. Um, and I just present them with the law. I just go, well, do you own this space? And they're like, no. And I'm like, is what I'm doing illegal? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, leave me alone then. Um, I'm like, you know where I live. Yeah, it's just yeah, it's like I'll be understand. You know, if I had a property and nothing to do, no one mate hobbies. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. Really, I just think I'd be like you know, I totally understand why people nowadays would be frustrated and angry in themselves. Like if they own a property and they're you know just like paying rent or like in social housing, like yeah, they're fortunate to be in that position. But you know, I'd be incredibly like frustrated if I was just you know all my money, every you know my whole life being just going to keep the upkeep of this property, and at the end of it, like I'm just afloat. I'm not, that's not everyone's situation. Like some people have got Teslas, like, and I think, well, that vehicle's like 50, 60,000 pound, brand new. Um, so you can't be doing that bad if you've got that spare to just spend on a vehicle alone. Yeah, it does kind of amaze me actually, like the amount of vehicles that are on the road. You just see them, and you're like, so that's that much. That's that much. Like the amount, the things I could have done with that money. Um, like I definitely would not spent it on a like a fancy car. Exactly, you're doing a man project, man love it. Cheers, Puddin' Mannion. Yeah, I appreciate you commenting. So yeah, better than talking to no one. Yeah, I was feeling a bit low. I don't know. I think I drunk a bit of. Literally, I only have to drink like a shot, and my body like just feels ill after like drinking alcohol. Like I don't drink it often, so but like when I do drink it, like it'd be impossible for me to become an alcoholic because my body would just be like, stop doing this. And so I'll sit down. I will. I'll do a bit of electrics in a bit. All I'm going to do is I'll just zoom in on the 12-volt fuse board, and yeah, I'm literally just going to like wire up some cable. Uh, but like it's I don't know. I might pull out one of my existing fuse. I need a 5 amp fuse, so I just don't want to test with it and blow it and then can't use it anymore. I'm just chilling while deck. Oh, okay, cool, man. Sweet. Yeah, my ma's getting her kitchen done out, and oh, she's just. I think she's got like ADHD or something. Like I've never seen someone get so like psychotic in like yeah, just like getting a psychotic state because things are like moved around and like not in their normal places. And I'm just like, calm down, like everything's okay. And she's like, it's not okay, it's not blah blah. And I'm just like, man, I give up. Um, I love her, but just like I don't know, there are just some things that I'm just like I've only been on Earth for so long and I've already learnt this, and like you're just like not able. I don't know. I don't. I shouldn't think like that because if she's not um, regulating well, then you know what I mean. If you could regulate well, then you would. But yeah, so it's nice to have this space in the van. It's not. Uh, it's in its place maybe. My sons are the same, decorating while they're in Devon, so I have that later tonight. That's fine. I'm going Devon. Um, don't worry, mate. I'm not gonna stalk you. I'm going to Devon. I was thinking of going to Stonehenge maybe tomorrow if I feel up to it, and then head to Cornwall to meet my brother because he's doing some stuff. Um, and then it's my dad's 50th, and he lives in Totnes, so I'm gonna go down there. If you want to go, if you go on Saturday, 8th of November at like I think it starts at like 5 p.m. You're welcome to come to the Civic Hall in Totnes. Also, try to get to Dawlish and Joy View if you do. Dawlish. Let's search that up. Dawlish. England. Let's see roughly where that is. If that's along the path that I'll be heading to. Oh, okay, yeah, it's really close to Tonnes. I think I've been uh where is that? Darts Topham Woodbury. I might have I might have been to the I don't know what you call that. Like a cove. I might have been there before in the past. Oh yeah, like Exmouth Beach, but Dawlish. I've never been to Dawlish. If it's got good parking spots, then yeah, I'll check it out. Paynton though, oh my god, what a depressing place. Like the kids walking about there, they're dodgy as hell. And then yeah, and then like Totnes is like a pretty rich area. Like you get like loads of like hippie girls there and stuff. I don't know if they're like just like the daughters of people that, just have like generational wealth or whatever, but I can only assume like a lot of the girls that are very like stunning. So I can only assume that's just how nature works, isn't it? But my dad was like, no, some of these girls are like homeless. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, some like loads of them are homeless and all like, live in their vehicles or whatever. And they're just like very hippie-esque. Um but yeah, like there's a place like the Barrow House, there just seems to be like this community and they all go there and make music and stuff. Um don't know what my point is. That was it, Paynton, yeah, like Paynton, like the demographic of people that you see there in the summer, not so much in the winter, but in the summer, it just seems like little utes. And it's probably like just because it's like a poor, like there's no money in that town anymore. So the people that do have kids, like their kids don't have many opportunities and probably don't go to school, so they just go around like like all like fathers and stuff. So they just go around creating trouble. But then I didn't do that. I always hate that excuse, like, oh, we had a like we there was no money and we had a hard upbringing, so that means that we can like start like participating in crime. It's like, well, I could say I was in the exact same situation growing up, and I just got a job. It's not easy now, but yeah, it never was easy. But I wouldn't like be like, oh yeah, what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna like sell drugs. Um, yeah, like I wouldn't do that just because morally I know that I'd know I'd make a lot of money. doing it, but it would morally be, yeah, like you're just actively making, you potentially could be making someone's life worse, and like I wouldn't want to live with that. I didn't do that. Only smoked weed, then hit fourth year and sold weed to school. Yeah, weed's like a little different, but even then, like, like I stopped smoking weed a long time ago just because, yeah, one, like it really didn't, like I just am like super sensitive to any kind of drug. Um, like I would like hallucinate crazy just on weed. Um, I mean, I guess it would depend what sort of strain you bought and like if it'd been sprayed with some crap. Um, like I'm sure like homegrown, normal stuff. Like I've had some homegrown stuff before. It's really like just chill and didn't make you feel crap after. Probably made school more daft actually myself. Like now I'm older, it's like I'm not. Yeah, like I'm not. And when I say drugs, like it's I just mean like people that sell like crack cocaine or something like that, like heavy drugs that are gonna really like make people dependent on it. Weed is like there are some people I know, but like in order for them to have become so addicted to it, like it's taken a very long time for them to, like years. Whereas like crack cocaine, like you could probably become crack cocaine. What we're gonna yeah, crack and cocaine. If you do that regularly, like you can very easily become dependent. Um, just because of like how high the hit is and stuff. Um, but yeah, I think one of my mates, he had a total personality change, like since smoking weed, and like I've smoked it since 1990. Yeah, and that's the thing. Everyone's different. Um, everyone's brain responds differently to the neurochemistry in their brain is just completely different. So obviously you can't compare it to one person to another. I just from the people that I do know that smoke weed, like none of them have much motivation to. This is just my experience, but the mates that I used to hang around with, who now that's just like all they do, like they're all either unemployed. I'm unemployed, but I mean, like they're not like actively trying to like earn money or like to like hit some type of goal that they want to achieve. Like they're not driven in any kind of way to do something. Um, and like they'll potentially like go into like net negative just so that they can get hold of some weed. Um, yeah, and just like general decline in IQ. And it's not like I love these people, but like it's just an observation. Or they'd find things like on like YouTube and stuff that like weren't particularly funny. Like it wasn't that funny, but they're like just laughing their heads off. Like kids or something would like laugh at something that you know you see them like I don't know if you've got, yeah, like your kid when they were younger and they're just like laughing at something like some stupid cartoon that like to an adult it's not really that funny, but you just find it funny that they're laughing at something like that heavily. And so it was the same thing with them, like smoking weed. So yeah, I don't really touch it. Um, I'd probably only have it like if I knew that it was like homegrown and it was like at a party or something, or like at on a beach, like at some cool event. Like that's it. Otherwise, I'm not really too interested in it. Um, I don't think I've been talking about drugs on this, but yeah, the only drugs that interest me, and I don't even class them in the same category. Yeah, I get it all time, but it gets me. Yeah, okay, that's the thing. I have heard, like obviously there are positives to it as well. Like some people like can't stop shaking, like they've got like some. I'm not too sure what that condition's called now. Um, but they like it just totally stops that shaking from occurring. So like it's affecting your dopamine system. So like that's a positive. Or like if I think sometimes weed is good, like if you're in a certain mind state and you just need some sort of chemical whack, so that it just it pushes it in some kind of way. You could be, yeah, do you know what I mean? You could be in a foggy mind state for a long time, and then you just take something, and it will just sort of whack you in a different direction. So it can be good for that. Um, but it's just the people I know, they've just got very addictive personalities, and so like once they start smoking, they're not going to stop. Like they're going to be smoking all day, every day, if they can, if they've got the money to do that, because it's not sustainable. But I hope they're all okay. Um, oh, I'm like you, mate. The mind busy, so when I'm stoned, it's more busy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's another thing, actually. Yeah, like when you have like a million thoughts going on at once. Yeah, that can happen. Um, well, that's one symptom, which is, and it feels like you're. Yeah, sometimes that's too much. And then what's the other thing? I have experienced like liking music that like I wouldn't normally like, and then like in the morning or something when I like look at a playlist and like put something on, I'm like, what the hell? Like, what on earth is this? And like once again, your dopamine system's like your brain's being flushed with it at a time when you were listening to a certain song, but it isn't what you would have actually have. Yeah, it's altered your perception slightly. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I yeah, I haven't had like I haven't taken drugs and any kind of drug apart from like coffee or like alcohol for so long now. Like I've just been sober in terms of drugs for like a very long time now. So um, it just doesn't. I don't know. Like I get I get a bigger high from like going for a jog or like looking at like if it's sunny one day and like looking at a tree or something, like just thinking like, wow, that's so beautiful, or just like being appreciative of like your loved ones being here and stuff like that. Like that gives me like hope and yeah, like yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm addicted to those kind of thoughts. Yeah, a few times woke up to David Bowie, but I'm a raver. Oh no, David Bowie. I don't know. People have so many mixed views of David Bowie. Some people are like, oh, I don't. He's overrated. Blah blah blah. I couldn't make a song like David Bowie. Um, I mean, he's not. I wouldn't listen to him regularly, but like his songs are good in like films and stuff, like in moments in films. But Raver, yeah, yeah, I'm more inclined to listen to sort of like uh I don't know, like house, um, like techno sort of music. Well, there was one I suggested to this other live stream I watch. Um, his name, what was it? It was BBB, 7 Days and 7 Nights. Apparently, that was being played like when I was being conceived. So, yeah, that's a banger, that tune. Yeah, there's and my dad's 50th at the Civic Hall in Totnes in Devon on next Saturday. There's going to be so many, like there's going to be a DJ and everything, and I can't remember what his name is now, like Doctor Asparagus or something like that. And but they're going to be playing some proper cool tunes. And I think some other DJ, like some other guy, was like, "Can I play at this your party or whatever?" Apparently he's like somewhat well known in the area. I don't know what his name is now. Oh, right. Let's um let's do a bit of electrics. Oh, Got to lift all this stuff up. I'll probably need that. Um, I just can't be bothered today. I can't be bothered. So much crap. Right. Yeah, need to decorate. Nice meeting you, mate. Yeah, you too, mate. You too. Right, let's get some tools that we might need. Some wire cutters. Where did I put the Wagos? Single Wago blocks, cables. Do we need anything else? Um, hmm. Trying to think if I need anything else right now. I might need. I probably don't have any more, which means I can't do this. Box. There we go. Terminal formants, they call them. But I might not have the ones I need. Oh, maybe. And then I guess I need like a little clamp thing. Whoa. Do, 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 do. Oosh. How much battery have I got in here? Two. Yeah. Right, I'll set up this cam under the bed. Just need everything connected. See if we can just put it up in here. There we are. Actually, this is better. That's a bit better. Because it's not too in the way. Right. All my stuff. Nice. Maybe that would do. Just don't want to move the cable about. If I'm like there like that, I might be sitting behind it. Yeah, this way. So it's like here. Oh, actually, I don't do that. Right. Maybe that'll work. Make sure everything's connected. Like that. Mm. That's a bit better. Maybe I can use the. No, 'cause it'll fall off then. Ah, the bastard. There we go. That's better. And now I won't be moving. I want to connect using. It's bloody changed my camera. Where's my camera? Share screen. Customization. Details. Right. Contact add tag. Really strange. It doesn't give you the option to select the camera. There's like only one. It's like when you start the stream. Share. Don't want to share my screen. No. Go and use an overlay. Mute. Come on. Yeah, which choose broadcasting type I have. Education, live streams. Tick moderation. Mm, I can't change the camera now. It's really annoying. Oh, here we go. Dum dum. Manage cameras. Right, so now I've said use that camera. Sites can ask you to use allowed to use cameras, yeah. But it's still just using that camera. Allow cameras. Manage. Use that one. Bloody hell. Ask this below, follow custom setting instead of default. Right, let's change the settings to use USB webcam and then